So, so leading into the next section, which will be Shorin-uchi, Yoko-uchi, and Kokyu Nage. In general, in our search for Kokyu Nage, a few other rules are good to know. One is that Shiho Nage can lead into a Kokyu Nage, any Shiho Nage. That form of Kokyu Nage. So we're going to start with that. This is leading into our Omote Waza. And from here I can choose to go in that way, but if there's not enough room there, I can turn top hand, the rear hand cuts over from on top and cuts down, and we get hold here. And from there, go this way, but it's probably most advantageous to do a turn.
Stop.
If they're talking about it in Aikido, basically we have three sort of hand positions. 1, 2, 3. So Tegatana, or open hand, or hand leg this way. And you can also sort of recognize those in the techniques that we're doing. So in this case here, okay, this is natural, I got this together. But it's going to end up with one of these. Okay. And in this case, it goes to the elbow here. So I'm using this movement here. Now, I can also enter with one of these. So if I'm in here, I'm going to start doing you hold here, but I'm going to step in and the Kokyu version. Same opening, step into the side, and do Kokyu. A little technical specification. When we're doing Kokyu hold, that Kokyu hold movement, it's based on the movement of lifting the sword and bringing the sword up over your head. I see a lot of people doing little sort of different things with the arms, which doesn't really have that much to do with this. So that should be included when we come around here. You should have this here. This is your center. This is the arm in the strong position. And it goes up like that. And people start doing sort of different things here. So the arm starts doing that, for instance, and the center's over here, and the arm's really stretched out. This is a really, really strong position. If you come in like that, you can really knock somebody over. This isn't as strong, actually. But from here, moving up with the arm in this semicircle position, it's very, very strong and very dynamic. So don't lose that position as you go up. When you finish, then the arms go into that position for Zanshi. But it looks like people are going into that position way too early, so you lose the strength of the structure of your arm. From there, and then stop. One other element that we haven't worked on is actually Ikkyo into Kokyu Nage. So if you're moving into Ikkyo from here, rather than go into this position and turn it into a Kokyu Nage. You also have what's called Kokyu Nage, which is basically throwing from Ikkyo. You're here from the Ikkyo position. That would be called Kokyu Nage. But if you want to put it into the Kokyu Nage box, I would go from here, then I would enter into that position, which we've been using before for Kokyu Nage purposes. And that, in my optics, would be a transition from Ikkyo into Kokyu Nage. So go into here. Once you're here, transition into that position. Right.
ありがとうございました。はい、どうぞ。お願いします。
I'm getting the grip here. I'm going under. You can also hold and pull with both arms. Or just showing here. So going under. Trying to do kill. And from this height, I'm going inside, rear leg, and turning outwards. Going down. Some people are going too much into the ikkyo before they go into the throw. And once you're down here, then you have to bring your partner back up again. So the technique starts up in the top of your ikkyo entrance. The other thing is people are entering, turning, and then they're stepping back. So you're throwing down here, and you seem to be forgetting what I pointed out a little bit earlier, which is when somebody's falling there, your point of triangulation is weak there. We had another technique that had the same problem. So if you don't step back, up to the top here, I'm going to take one step and turn. So this is my strong leg here. And what I see some people doing is they're turning, and then as they throw, they step back this way, which leaves you weak in that direction. So stay up high here, take one step in, turn, and bring it back down. Okay.
ありがとうございました。はい、どうぞお願いします。
It looks a lot like the James Bond control you always see in the movies. Holding here, you always do one, two, three, and then you throw on that person also. You almost see it in every movie goes in here. So it's an old sort of jujitsu throw, but it has a little bit more dynamics to it because you're coming in and you're really disappearing behind your partner and pulling a person down. So it's more of a spiral movement to it. Continuing here, I'm going to work on getting some resistance from him and then go to the outside. So when I meet my partner here, I'm feeling that he's coming back at me, and when that energy comes towards me, then I'm going to go to the outside. So I don't want to go directly, I just start by feeling the energies coming towards you, and then turn. Still working on showing the feet here, but now entering inside. So when this happens, I'm getting energy back. When I get energy back, I let it go, and I open to the inside. And as I do that, I take it on, it turns from here to receiving position. So I'm down here, and then I open into the inside here. This will give me the same techniques that we've just done. Kokyu Nage this way, or Kokyu Nage this way. So both options, you can try both of them. The thing is from here, open that way. Kokyu Nage in, or Kokyu Nage in. Make sure that you don't turn your back to your partner. When you come in here, you still have your hanmi this way. What often happens is people want to make a big movement here and they open up to the side. So it's a pivot turn, but you're keeping your center here to the side. Either against the elbow, Ichikime, or your whole form. I see people trying to make this point active. Okay? in this case, you're not trying to move his hand. You're letting his hand go where it wants to go. You move out of the way and you catch it. So I don't want to move it there. That will give other techniques. I don't want to move it there because then he has my center. But basically, I'm letting him go and moving off the line and catching it. So I'm turning inside. I'm doing an opposite Taino Heiko, or whatever you want to call it. And also I'm sliding a little bit back. So I'm staying out of range. So I'm letting his hand go, absorbing it, and then opening. And then from this position, I have, at the moment, this one or this one.
I gotta take my stuff.
I don't know. So we've done this one before again. This is one of the big groups. So I'm getting his energy and letting it go past. Here I'm opening up a little bit with the rear foot. His hand is taking over. His hand is going in. So it's Centerline movements are really important. I was talking about that in throws, because we don't want to have this kind of motion going on. And it's the same thing when I'm using my hands here. Okay. This hand is on my center line. And as I let that one go, it crosses up and covers. I use it for getting the grip, but it's covering my center line. And then this one goes in off my center line and in. So it's basically this kind of movement. And we have that a lot in our Aikido. Jodori, we have one like that. We have it in Tachi-dori. And it's really teaching us to work with our arms in front of our center at all times. So don't move too much. You're moving here, and my other hand is protecting my center line. I have to be aware because he has an opening there. So in that case, I have to close that opening with the other arm. I have to make sure that I'm not here and here. So, here, here. Now we're going to move to shoulder to Kokyu Nage, which means I'm letting him strike from above to below. So in this case, he's lifting his hand up, and he's going to strike my head. This is like a basic Koken strike. Now in that situation, you can bring me into basic Kokyu form, Kokyu Nage. We're doing a kind of awase movement with our own hand when we're receiving, which means he lifts up, I lift up, lowers, I lower. And when I lift up, again, I'm lifting up my center line, and once I get to about chest height, my arm opens slightly. So I'm creating like a funnel on the one side here. I don't want to be too open. It'll take me too long to get back. I don't want to be on the line because then it's going to hit my hand. But as I go up, I'm protecting my center line, and then I open. Okay. Elbows in, hand is slightly out. And from here, I secure his arm. Now watch this. I have this hand overlaps, and then the arm goes in. Very much the same as this one we were doing before. So it's moment, receive, cross over. Maybe you couldn't see that one because I missed one. Sorry. The other side again, so I'm doing. Cross here, overlap. Point is, I don't want to let his arm go while I'm starting this thing. I don't want to do this and then that, because this enables him to do that. So, control here, control here. So there's 1, 2, 3.
はい、出ました。はい、どうぞお願いします。
So, same shoulder Uchi. Hey! Hey! I can go to the front. If I end up there, I can do that. Let's set it up so that we can get to the outside. Aihami, please. He's hitting from the rear. Just mark where you're going. Okay. So when he comes in with that strike, I'm going to go to his outside. I'm going past him to the outside. Okay? It takes a little getting used to, but basically, I'm just turning my hami and taking a small step, I'm safe. But it takes a little bit of courage to go outwards. But when you get used to it, and Saito Sensei would show us, it's sort of the feeling as if you're going away, going through. So he comes in here with that. Just going past him. But in this case, I want to stop here and then from here. Notice this is one of the exemptions where I'm in the opposite hanmi to throw Kokyu Nage. So in that case, I'm going to switch. I'm going to turn my hips. There's how I'm step into the right position. So we're starting in Gyaku Hanmi. Yeah, he steps in. Sorry, I said Daihami before. We're starting in Gyaku Hanmi. So when he steps in, I'm stepping from the front foot. It's a slide step, and it's going to his front. So it's going to his front. Okay? But then his front becomes the rear because he's taking one step. But I want to go there. I don't want to go there. So when he comes in, you can lead with your hands this way. Lead with your hands here. Then they're already in position for this. Time, please. So starting in Gyaku Hanmi. Rear.
ありがとうございました。はい、どうぞお願いします。お願いします。お願いします。
Because it's a living organism we're working with, different positions from uke will make the technique more difficult and will require that you adapt. So for instance, quite often I see some people are striking and they're stopping up there. In that case, if his hand is too high, I can't get up over his arm. Right? So in this position, it would make more sense to come in here and then do that. So Gyaku Hanmi, striking from the rear hand, getting in here. The hand is too high, come in here. I could go in nice here and then do. So let's try that. Gyaku Hanmi, please. Rear hand strike, coming in here. Can do an atsumi. Actually, from this position, I recommend staying where you are with your feet because you're already there for next strike. Okay.